Okay, I'm just having so many issues today. Good evening. I'm so sorry. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here, I thought I was live, and I'm talking away, and the button doesn't say I'm live. So I was having computer issues a little bit earlier, so my Facebook wasn't talking to my live stream company, and so I had to go into my Facebook page and re-log in. So anyways, I did not get my Stampin' Up! Order yet. I'm so bummed because I have ordered some new things that are from the new catalog that everyone gets to order from January 4th. And us demonstrators get to order early, and I haven't gotten my order yet. I ordered it like almost 10 days ago. It's on its way, it says, but I have not gotten it yet. So hopefully this week I get it, and then Monday I can share some things. So I went back to the framed florets. That is also in the new catalog, but I've done already one thing with it, but I kind of played around again with it today just to kind of see if I can do some other things with it. And it's a pretty set. I mean, the paper is gorgeous, and the paper is only until it lasts, but the framed florets stamp set and the dies are going to be in the new catalog. It's just the paper that won't be continuing into the new catalog. So, good evening, Mom. Thanks for joining. But so I had an idea. I kind of cased this first card. I want to make two cards, so I'm going to go through this first one really fast. So I cased this first card from Patty Bennett, another demonstrator, and she does some wonderful, beautiful cards. And so I thought I was going to be able to use the dies that are with this, but you can't. The die is too tall. So her card's a little bit smaller. And so I was like, I really want to use the die set. And so later on, I had some things to do this today. And so later on, I had a different card in mind. So we're going to go through this first card that I have kind of fast. And then I whipped up another card. I'm not sure that I like it as much, but it's pretty too, but not as much. So let's get started. And my craft desk is a mess because I had both these cards going at the same time, and then I didn't have time. Usually I clean it up, and I did not clean up my craft desk at all. So it's a mess. So if I get to find anything on my desk, that will be a miracle. So this is the card we're going to do. And it says, wishes for a beautiful birthday. And this is it upside down. And then you open it up, and it's used some of our beautiful designer paper from the set that you get if you buy it as a whole bundle. And then I decided this was not big enough you can write on it, but you don't have enough room to write on it. But so I made it bigger in the other card. So anyways, and then of course I made the envelope so that it matches. So kind of go through this. I used some other little dies that we also have in the catalog, which is really fun. But I cut it all out so that we can just flip through this one, and then I have the other one. So for our card base, I thought these colors were really pretty in here. For this flowers, you could use any of the colors nicely. I mean, you could pick any array of these pretty colors and mix them together. But I went with a soft succulent, this pretty green in here. So this card is 4 1/4 by 11. So let's put it in, and you cut it this way, 4 1/4 by 11. And then we score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and that gives you your folds. So had I been thinking and paying attention, I would realize I didn't pull the die out soon enough, and I would have realized the die would have never fit on here. But it's a pretty card anyway, so just roll with it. So these little spots right here, my table moved, everything's moved. These two little spots here are 2 1/2 by 4. And so you can pick whichever designer series paper you want. I mean, you could pick, there's so many of them, but I just thought these two complemented. So I want the flowers on this side. So again, that's 2.5 by 4. Turn on the camera. So 2.5 by 4. So I'm gonna glue that on. And then I picked this pink one. It's also, sorry, cannot get used to it. It's 2.5 by 4. So I picked there's the pink one. So I'm gonna flip it over. You could use this one for another card if you want. I can't do stripes and dots. I'm one of those people. So I have to kind of sort of match things. I'm one of those, but you could mix and match and do however you want. Some people do that. People like that. I'm not one of those. And then I chose to do to do the flowers again on this side. So this measures 5.25 by 4. I'm going to put that on there. So see, some people would put that pattern, and with that flowers, you could do that. All the colors match, all the colors go. I mean, it's a personal preference. Okay, and so then I decided that I would use our stylish shapes. And I cut out this circle from the stylish shapes, and it has some little like edges to it, which is really, really cute. And that's what I'm going to use to stamp the little saying. And this has a lot of, the frame Florets has a lot of sayings. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Thank you with all my heart. For a special person on a special day. And celebrate, has all kinds. So I'm going to use wishes for a beautiful birthday. And I'm going to stamp it in a soft succulent. Now that I used blue on there, I can't tell if it's all inked up or not. And we're going to see. Okay, that looks good. Awesome. And then there's also some flowers in this little set. So I'm going to put some flowers on here, but I'm going to stamp off. So I'm going to ink this up, and then I'm going to stamp off on my and then I'm going to stamp on here. So it'll just be like a background. And you probably can't see it in the camera, but there's some flowers on there. So now that we have that, and then on this, before I close that up, I took our deckled shapes and I cut that out with the Stamp and Emboss machine, and then I made a square, but these edges are kind of ruffled, which is another shape, which looks really Awesome. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp off. So I'm going to take the flowers, and it looks really neat as well. So I'm going to ink that up, stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on here. And again, you can't tell on the camera as much, but there is, let's see, maybe if I bring it down. There we go. It just gives it a little bit of depth. There's something to that, so that's not just completely plain. On my other card, because it was too small, you mostly saw just the stamp, and then you have a little bit of room. This one, you at least have a little bit more room to write something, so I made it a little bit bigger. You can at least write a little bit of message. And sometimes you want to write a little something, if nothing than your name. So this, just center it. And then I took another one of our, they're called layering circles, and that gives us our scallop. And then I'm going to just put the white. It's just not being on camera. It's making us crazy. All right, so I'm going to just attach these two. The scallop just gives it a little bit of something on the back side. Gives a little bit of decoration there. Now the tricky part. So now we're ready to close our card and put this piece on it. And you don't want to put glue on the whole thing, because otherwise you've glued your card together. So this is how I do it. I decide about where I want it. And then this is the flowers on here, which you get to see, which is very nice. So it's about centered here to here. So I see that this is where the back side, so this is where I want to put my glue. So now I know where about I want to put my glue. This is about where I want to stop. So this is how I'm going to put my glue. Yeah, easy. Then I can flip it over. And that's about where I'm going to center it again. Just to make sure, yep. So that's about right. And just press that so that it stays there for a second. And then, voila. So I already, you could just stamp it and it could just be like that. Well, no, I have to have bling on it and I have to have a bow on it, but you don't have to. Also, there is some really pretty like greenery in here, and the die set that it comes with when you buy the package, it also has, you can cut out the greenery. So you can cut the sprigs out, not in the camera, sorry. You can cut the sprigs of greenery out in different color and put that around it as well. I did not do that for either card, but you could. So I decided instead that I would put some really pretty festive pearls on it, and they match really nicely. So, and a bow. So I'm going to do the bow first. So I already tied the bow. And get my glue dots out. And put my bow on. And then our festive dots. This color, I mean, there's like a kind of a reddish color, and then this color matches perfect. So this is the color I'm going to use. I don't know what it's called in the book, but it just seemed like it went perfect. It must be the soft succulent color. And then there we go. There's our card. And then I cut out a piece for the envelope it's 2.5 by 6, and then I'll put that on the envelope for later. But there's our card. It gives you enough room to write and everything. So that is a nice, I think it's a cute little card. So then I wanted to use, like I said, I wanted to use the all right, let me set this aside. So in the, oh, I think I left it in the other room. Okay, so one of the pieces that comes with the dies is this piece here, and I just think it's so pretty. And then it cuts out the middle piece, which is this piece right here, which that's the piece that we're going to use. So then I made this card. It's another fun fold or Z fold, whatever you want to call it, but it's another card. And my camera's upside down again. My goodness. So I just wanted to do that again, but it wasn't tall enough. As you can see, this other one is a lot shorter, and so that's why it wouldn't fit on there. So I hurried this afternoon when I got back from my errands I had to run. I put together this one, but I don't want it to be the same colors. So this paper is also in with the pack of paper, but it's different colors. And so I did that. So we're going to have, so this size is 8.5 by 5.5. Did I write it down? Yep. 8.5 by 5.5. And then these two pieces are 2 by 5.25, and then this white piece is 4 by 5.25. Okay, and then I cut these pieces out. So I had to cut two separate ones because I wanted a white one and this one. So when you cut this piece out, it cuts this one and this one. So I had to cut this one in the blue, and then this one in the, cut this one again in the white, and it gives me this one. So you can use these two pieces on something else later on, which is really nice. So now I will make sure I change my coloring. Am I live on Facebook, Mom? Do you know? Because no one else has joined, and that's unusual. I usually have a couple people join. Because I was having Facebook issues like crazy. Had to re-sign into my Facebook account. So I don't know, maybe when I logged back in, it didn't log me back in. And I'm not live. Although it says I'm live, but maybe not. It'll just replay and everybody will watch the replay. All right, so we'll fold this like this. You fold it over. And you go this way, and then you go this way, and that makes your Z. And why did that not make my Z A like my card? Oh, okay, well, good. I don't know what's going on then. Everyone must just be busy. It's a busy night. I was busy today, all day. All right, why is that not line up? Okay, well, we're going to do this anyways because that did not line up how I like it. All right, so I'm going to do kind of the same concept. So on this inside piece, we're going to, so I used this is Night of Navy. This cardstock is Night of Navy. So I'm going to stamp with Night of Navy. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my flowers and I'm going to stamp up, stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on here. And because it's 90/80, even though I stamped off on here and I stamped there, it's darker, but that's okay because it's white and it's going to show up more, but it actually looks really nice to show up a little bit more. Now, what I did for this on here was I stamped my flower first and then I stamped my wishes for a beautiful birthday, and that seemed to work better because it's darker. When I did the soft succulent, I didn't have to do that, but that seemed to work better. So I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to let it dry for a second. So I'm going to stamp my flowers. And I might stamp a little bit more flowers because it's a little plain. And then I'm going to stamp some flowers there. And I think I'm going to turn this a little bit, and then I'm going to stamp like a few more flowers here. Whoops. Okay. Oh, I like that much better. Oh, I like that better. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring the sentiment close to me because I am not good at stamping it straight on. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be in camera. And that turned out really nice. And I'm going to have to fix my camera again because it's upside down. So sorry about that. All right. So now let's glue everything, which this will be like really fast. I won't go over too much, but oh my goodness, I did not measure this very good. Okay, well, this is not working out very nice because did I not measure? Did I not? Okay, I must not measured this card very well because it's not measuring right. Okay. Let's see if I measured these right. Well, these seem to be right. Okay. I don't know what I did. I was in a hurry because I was trying to get this done so that I could show you. My card got measured, but this one did not. So I thought this would be super cute to do this way, be able to use the. All right. This one. Wanted to use the florets, but I'm hoping my order will get here this week and I can. No, this one did not measure right. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, let's just pretend that we have this measured right. I grabbed everything. All right, there. That's right. Okay, and I should have used, okay, I'm good. I'm on camera. Okay, good. Adhesive when I ran this through, but I was in a hurry. So again, I'm going to line this up where I want it to go. And then I'm going to put glue so I know where it's going to go. And if I would have used our adhesive, I wouldn't have to do this. But oh well. One of these days, I'm going to remember to use our adhesive. And I won't have to. I'm going to flip this over. And I hear that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to flip this over. And then I know where I want the glue, because you again don't want to glue on this side because then you'll glue it down. Oops. Don't want it to move either. See, it fits right in there. So you just want the glue to be just right there. So we're going to flip this over. And then it'll be right in there. That fits right inside there. You can always glue the blue piece down first and then glue the white piece. It doesn't really matter which one you glue down first. Again, you could leave that and then do some green, some other color, but I like the fact I'm a person that likes bows and bling. So I decided I didn't have any Night and Navy bows or ribbon. So you could take, we have some white ribbon, and I took our Night and Navy Stampin' Rights, and you can color the ribbon. And so that's what I did, is I made our white ribbon, Night and Navy ribbon. So you can take any of our Stampin' colors and color the ribbon, and then you can make it whatever color ribbon you want if we don't have a ribbon that matches what you're doing, a ribbon color that you want. So that's what I did. I'm like, oh, I don't have a 9 and 8. Oh, I can just make one. So yeah, just a little tidbit there. We don't have the color you want. Make it. Now let's put my bow on first. I'm thinking my bow should go just about right there. There we go. And I decided to use, they're on my table. Oh, here we go. Our Standby Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I think that they shine. So these will make this super pretty. And I think we could use one right over here. And there we go. And now I got to use the new florets. And then you have plenty of room to write in there. So, and then, so that's our cards. Bring this one in. And then you can always take, again, a size 2.5 by 6 for the envelope as well. And then you have your envelope. So your envelope isn't naked either. So you can do that. So there's my 2 cards tonight. I actually did 2 cards in 2 minutes over, and I was late, so that's not too bad. But I had the other one, I had them all cut out and all done. So, but yeah, not too bad. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the cards. I hope you liked them, and hopefully by next week I'll have my order of other new stuff and I can play with it. And I can show you some of the new stuff coming out in the new catalog that you'll be able to order January 4th. And I'm going to hold a class in January, and I'll send out an email letting everybody know when my class will be in January. I haven't decided if it's the first weekend or the second weekend in January, but I am going to hold a class. But I will see you next week. If you need anything in the meantime, get with me and I will see what I can do. Anyways, have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.